Hey folks, welcome back. My name is Krishna. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you've been around for a while, you notice that I got a really short haircut. In this video, we're going to talk about hair, and we're going to learn some techniques to add texture to hair. And I'm going to show you how to create a brush that you can use as a starting point to, render hair pretty easily. So let's go ahead and start off by making a brand new canvas, and we'll make this 1000 by 1000 pixels, 600 pixels per inch, and we'll make it transparent in terms of background. Click create. Now, the heart of this technique is we're going to use the circle tool or the ellipse tool here, and we're simply going to just create a bunch of circles that are of varying sizes. I'm holding down the shift key to constrain the circles to where they're perfect circles, because if I don't do that, they start to get more elliptical. So I'm just going to vary the size and the proximity of these circles, like so. I think that should be good enough. And what we're going to do from there is we're going to simply go up to Edit, Define Brush Preset. We'll just give this some kind of an acronym. I'll just call this Circles. I'll click OK. And you can see that the brush now takes on that particular shape. So what we're going to do now is we're going to alter some parameters to make this brush actually useful, because if we just attempt to use this brush, it's just really not going to work. It's very uniform and it's very even in terms of pressure. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up to the brush settings. We're going to first turn on shape dynamics. And we're going to control this by pressure. We're also going to add some scattering. So if I choose scatter, you can start to see that the brushes start to break up a little bit. And you can adjust this to taste. I'm going to scatter this across both axes. We can also increase the amount of count. That increases the number of dots in this particular brush. I'm going to leave that at 2. Anytime you see jitter, that's basically a property to introduce some type of randomness, and you can play around with that parameter. Right now I've got count jitter set to 0. And the last parameter here I'm going to modify here is color dynamics. This is the important one. And you can see that there is various randomizations in terms of foreground, background, hue, saturation, but what we're interested in is brightness. This is going to control, when we start using this brush, it will control some randomness associated with how bright or how dark each of these dots in this brush are going to look like. And then purity, not really sure what that one does yet, so I'm just leaving that as is. Again, I'm just trying to use the things that I know for a fact and not just trying to add a bunch of extra bells and whistles. I want it to be something that you can also understand as well. So once we have this set up in place, we can go ahead and then save this brush. So if you want, I like to save my brushes to my tool preset. I'll just go ahead and call this KMS Curly Hair. I can optionally choose to include the color. Got black right now. I'm just going to click OK. And I'll go to the layer that's going to be underneath the hair layer. I'll use my magic wand tool. I'll shift select all of the different parts of the hair, and I'll start using this brush. And you can start to see that when I start bringing it in, I'm going to reduce the size to increase the density. Now this is going to give you a more stylized look. This is what I'm going for here. I'm not going for something that is going to be quote unquote realistic, but this is just something that I think will work in a pinch. And you can see what that does is it gives a very, instead of it just being so uniform, you get some lighter areas and some darker areas on the hair. And I think this looks pretty good. You can always adjust this to taste. You can play around with integrating different types of squiggles and other types of irregular shapes into the hair pattern. But this is a very basic way of getting this effect across. So if you found some value in this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know if you have any suggestions for future videos and tutorials. Thanks so much for subscribing, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.